Here is a method for creating a template. Go to New, and you'll see in here I actually have an example of an ANSI inch template that I created. Now if you go to the novice, you won't see this. You'll just see part, assembly, and drawing. But if you go to advanced, I'm going to show you how you could create one just like that. So to do that, first of all, I'm going to actually start with the blank template, which is the standard. And it depends on how you started up SolidWorks at requests if you want to go with the ISO standard or the ANSI standard. In this case, I chose the ISO standard right out of the gate, or IPS. So what you do is you end up, when you start this file up, and you could do this with parts, assemblies, and drawings, you go and you just make sure you don't build anything in it yet. You could set up a material if you wanted specifically for this. Like, let's say I wanted it to be 1060 alloy, so an aluminum by default. Also under IPS, make sure it's on inch, pound, second. You could also go to the options menu, which actually under here you could go to edit document units, and then set this up. So for example, I could go with MMGS. In this case, IPS is set up, and if we scroll down a little lower, we could see the actual, here, let me stretch this out a little bit. We could have it dual dimensions if we want, and the length. Maybe we want to see 3 decimal places. We could click on this little arrow here, set it to 3 or higher, and now it says it's ANSI modified. Under drafting standard, you can see here are the different settings. So you have ANSI, ISO, BAS, Ghost, GB. There's a bunch of options in there to select from. We're going to skip it with the ANSI, and it's modified simply because we put in 3 decimal places. Now you could also set up the way that the text shows. So for dimensions, for example, you could go here and set the font up so it looks different. By default, we have the Century Gothic, but we have some precision. We could set up to show dual display dimensions, as well as the any sort of custom setting you'd want. If we go to annotations, we also have the font. So for example, if we have notes and such that we want to put in, we could change that. But that's about all I wanted to set up on this custom template. So now I just go to File and go to Save As. And I'm going to go ahead and save this instead of the, let me bring that in there, instead of a SolidWorks part, select SolidWorks template. And so we want the part dot. So what you do is over here, unfortunately, because I have the settings, I'm on a 4K monitor actually, and I'm running a little section here. It's off the screen, but it's down a little bit, and you'll see SolidWorks part temp. It's actually just called part templates, part dot, D-O-T. And you select that, and there you could actually see it now. Now what it does is automatically brings us to the SolidWorks 2021 templates area. Okay, and so from here we could go ahead and give it a new name. In this case, I'm going to select ANSI, and we could go with 1060. So we know it's 1060 aluminum and inch, and hit save. Now what I would recommend doing is go to File and Save As. Oops. And save this somewhere else. Like I'm going to save this on my desktops, and I'm going to change this back to a SolidWorks part, which it did automatically. And you just want to make sure you save it the next time you save outside of that templates directory. What I've had over the years teaching this for so many years, actually, I've seen students where they don't reset that, and they start saving everything by default in the templates directory, and you don't want to usually do that. Okay, so now I could go over here, and anytime we go to File, New, and as long as I'm in the Advanced section, now we could see that we have a customized ANSI 1060 inch. And that is how you could create templates.